guys, we are back for part 3. I'm Lauren Hollows from NOI Education Services here with Nic from Easy Train Now. We hope you've enjoyed the first 2 parts and we are on to part 3. So we did touch briefly on AI beforehand, but talk to me about how you are finding this just crazily increasing world of AI and the all the different bits and pieces. How is AI making it, is AI actually making it easier to create content? If so, how? What are the areas that we are seeing some benefits, do you think?
Yeah, so I'm going to say about 8 months ago, when AI was just kind of starting in its infancy and the adoption rate was going pretty gangbusters, probably even longer. I made this tongue-in-cheek YouTube video about how AI is just this cyclic beast in our sector. So for example, AI will write the learning resources, the student will learn that, then they'll complete assessments done by AI. And they'll also use AI to complete those assessments because let's face it,
they're not dumb.
Let's be honest, right? But then I thought, well, hang on, then the RTOs will get smart and the RTOs will use AI to grade those assessments, right? And then to issue the qualification on that base. So I said, humans are effectively redundant in this whole education journey. Luckily, we're not there yet, but, I challenge anyone to create an AI-proof assessment, without a face-to-face or a proctorial sort of solution. And I think I don't know, I haven't been able to come up with a really good one, because I think that's an inherent challenge. How do we get authenticity in this sort of world? So I thought, why don't people like doing assessments? I'm focused on assessments here, right? And number one is sometimes they're unclear, they're ambiguous, they don't see the purpose of it, right? So I thought the only way we can combat this is by making things that's better than AI. And from the approach you've advocated for, that's the thing, that's the key, making it fit for purpose, understanding what their employers want to see. And then, through the training delivery, the RTOs have to use that as the why. Hey, look, you're not just completing an assessment to get a piece of paper. You're going to do this. So when you get a job, you'll actually be able to do the job. The employer will want to keep you. You'll get promoted. So I think that's the lever that, I'm not saying AI can't get there, but I think that's what we need to do, is rather than just doing the cookie cutter sort of AI-driven, learning resources, learning assessments, is by having stuff that really makes an impact to people. And I think we can actually do that in, with our tools.
Yeah.
AI, I feel for some things it's great, content, facts, theory, good. But make sure you do the validation as well, because as I said, it may not be accurate.
And it is a lost art in the 21st century, I feel. The art of editing and reading and reviewing, documentation.
I know, and sometimes it's good for a basis. Use that as a basis, as a framework, great. And then just make that really speak to your learner. I think that's probably about a good way to incorporate it. I've seen a lot of things on AI, the video-based AIs. I think there's influencers that are AI-based influencers that are just crushing it. For me, I don't think AI's crossed the uncanny valley yet. I think there's still the, when they try and make it too people-like, there's still that.
There's still signs. I think the vast majority of humans are still at a point where we can look at something and go, I'm not connecting to this, and therefore, and I'm not connecting to it because I'm pretty sure it's not real.
Exactly.
However, I don't know how long that's gonna I feel like the time frame for which that stands as valid is increasingly shrinking. It will absolutely happen in the next, I was kind of going, it will absolutely happen in the next 10 years. And then, 3 months ago I went, it will absolutely happen in the next 5 years. And now I'm looking, I'm going, it may actually probably happen in
oh, look, I just got a message. It's happened. Yeah. Yeah. So from a tech perspective, they call this crossing the uncanny valley. When something gets close to being humanoid, but not there yet, apparently people just reject it.
Yeah.
They'd rather a cartoon that they know is actually designed to be fictitious. And I think a lot of training, I did a talk at a conference on how to tie training. So I had, trust, importance, and engagement were for me the 3 things that you needed. And I think with the AI one is probably the trust is lacking there.
Absolutely.
And maybe the engagement.
How can you trust? We all grew up watching Terminator.
It's going to turn. But, it is in Google we trust. And, we've been conditioned on that. We used to have fun pub rivalries where we debate questions, and now someone just picks up their phone and, and that's not a new thing, but.
Yeah, so generationally, I think that's probably very different. So you and I, our generation, I don't think we will ever, we'll never make I keep saying to my kids, I'm like, I'm never going to make the switch to order like a car that drives me somewhere. Yeah. I just don't trust it. And the boys are like, but why? Like, it's, the stats are that it's more accurate, that there's less. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I just, that is me. There was a video on X yesterday that I was looking at, and it was the Tesla robots and the Tesla Cybertruck, and they had the Tesla robots holding a machine gun shooting at the Tesla Cybertruck, and then a Tesla robot got out of the Cybertruck, and everyone's like, this is amazing. And then like half of the people on there are like, seriously guys, like we don't see the correlation.
Yeah, that's a T1000.
I know, there was so many references to that. I was looking and I was like, yeah, they're not wrong. Like they're not wrong.
No, for me, like my point on the self-driving car thing, and I've got a lot of friends who have the self-driving autonomous Tesla autopilot, whatever, is I'm happy to, for me, it's binary. Like either I'm in control or it's in control. But I've heard some stories about, they relinquish control, they're on their phone, they're mentally somewhere else.
Yeah.
And the car goes, I've got an emergency, and it hands it back to the driver, and I'm like, it's just like, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know how we get on that wagon. Well, it's probably a good analogy, right? So I feel having a part of AI in life is good. So,
yes.
When Spotify predicts a song, sometimes it's good, but you still need to fact check. Do I want to listen to Miley Cyrus right now?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No, the answer is no.
I think that, as I said, like that editing and that checking process is going to be the key skill for people moving forward. Like I incorporate a lot of AI into my kids' assessments in our homeschooling, but I'm constantly pushing back on them going, did you really edit this? Did you really check it? Like, I want to track changes version. And that certainly we're doing that in a lot of the assessments that we're building now as well. We're kind of going, you actually have to upload a track changes version of this document showing how you've edited it, and then or we're going to have a conversation with you, or you've got to present on the changes that you've made and why you've made them and justify it and stuff like that. So I know that that's how kind of we're tackling it at this point in time, is we're just kind of forcing that human component in there of like, there's going to be a person that's going to check you. We're going to actually have to see that you've put in some of these changes yourself. I know you're probably just getting the changes from Chat GPT, but like,
please do some changes and explain why.
Yeah.
Your kids aren't listening, are they? We don't want them to corrupt them.
And you know what? And I'm kind of like, at the end of the day, I'm like, as an employer, if it's okay, like if I would accept it as an employer,
100%. Yeah,
I'm
that's
going to
always
accept it in an assessment.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be the benchmark is like, if I wouldn't accept it as an employer in industry, then you can accept it in you can't accept it in an assignment. So, but again, it's that industry, it's that industry feedback. It's going out to the employers and going, look, would you accept this? And if the employers go, yeah, as long as it meets the brief, I couldn't care. Okay, great. Cool. They've got the skill that they would need in industry. So, and units are probably going to adapt to that over time. I would imagine we're going to see a lot more, a lot less. I would hope to see a lot less like, create criteria, like, where it's got to be fully synthesized by a student, and more in relationship to, update and things like that. So in the same way that, if we look at like, cars, instead of now fixing a bumper, you're just going to replace it and put a new one on instead. So, that's just one of those industry updates that I think is going to happen for the white collar part of the industry.
Yeah, but I think that, that replacing the humans doing that physical work, that trajectory kind of scares me, because I feel we're delegating our higher order thinking to the machines and we're doing the grunt work. The AI is making pictures, it's doing art, it's writing poems, and we're editing the AI. I'm like, damn it, like, you know.
It's going to be, look, I mean, a generation alpha coming through is, I mean, you know, if you look 3 generations before us and now, you know, so like 3 generations older than you and me, and then you go to 3 generations younger than you and me, like the life experience of those 2 groups in Western countries, just like it's mind-bogglingly different. Like, I don't think any of us could have predicted how different the challenges were going to be. So
I see people on the roadside.
Be at the forefront of it.
Yeah, I see people on the roadside, and you know, I'm like, well, let me guess, you can't change the tire. Let me help.
Yes.
It's just,
yeah, literally,
it's just something we took for granted.
My son's doing he's doing a game design course with university. He's 16. But he is also doing his Sparky. He's going to be starting next year his Sparky apprenticeship. He's just gone and gotten his white card.
Cool.
And everyone was like, get a skill. They were like, you know, like get an actual physical skill where you can fix things. You know, you will never be out of work if you could actually physically fix things. So, you know, that it's there's going to be a balance in, you know, I think there'll always be that pendulum swing.
Yeah, and back to resources, I think that's probably where, you know, crafting a really good resources and the training aspect, we're getting people to walk out with actual skills rather than really to regurgitate and, you know, and just tick a box.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the training side of it, isn't it? Like, that's, you know, that is actually the essence. That, I mean, that's the heart of vet. Assessment is the, like, I always look at it like, you know, training is the heart of vet, but like, you know, the assessment's more like the lungs. Like, it's the thing that you've got to keep it all working, but like, it's not the essence of of what
it's like a driving, it's like a driver's license, right? You know, the ticket just means you can drive, doesn't mean you're great at it, doesn't mean you need to stop learning and, you know, turn your brain off. It's the same as vet.
100%. All right, so where can people find you? What's the website? What's LinkedIn? Give me all the details.
It would be great if I actually knew stuff off the top of my head. Let me just ask ChatGPT, what is our website? No, so the website's easytrainnow.com.
Excellent. And they can get you at what? Info at
easytrainnow.com.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And you guys are on LinkedIn as well, I believe?
Yes, we are. We have kind of waves of posting. We get energized and then we lose the cadence and we feel we're just adding superfluous things in the world, and then we retract, and then people say we want more of that, so we do more. So it's we're not great at marketing, so people find us more than we find them.
Yes, absolutely. And hopefully they will find you through this series of videos.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for participating, guys. It has been fantastic. Please make sure you watch the whole series. You can check that out on our interview playlist as well. Otherwise, you can go to easytrain.com.au. That would be my 16-year-old walking through the frame.
He heard this. You're in trouble. You have to redesign everything.
Not, you know, yeah, we can still see you in the frame, kid.
Ow, what? Sorry.
You're crushing it, bro. Thank you. Come back.
And we'll end on that blooper for today. Thank you so much, Nic, for your time. Everyone, check out Nic at easytrainnow.com.au. Is that right?
I just go .com, but I think they both work. They both take us there.
Either .com or .com.au. I will put the link in the description below.
Beautiful. Let's do that.
Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all of those good things. You can find all of Nic's contact details in the notes below for this and the other episodes. Thank you so much for participating, guys. My name is Lauren Hollows, and this was Nic from Easy Train.
Cool. Thanks for the opportunity. Have a great day.